Hey everyone, so for today I'm going to share with you a couple of tips on how you can train your triceps more effectively. But before we get down to the exercises itself, let me share with you a little bit more about the anatomy of your triceps. So yeah, for your triceps, there's actually three different parts to it. Okay, so for the first one, it's actually called your lateral head. Second one, it's called your long head, which is at the back over here. And also it makes up the biggest portion of your tricep. Okay, and if I turn to the back, right over here, right under this part, if you can see, that's what you call your medial head. So all these three main functions is to help you with elbow extension. So honestly, if you're doing any exercises that involve elbow extension, you're actually already hitting your triceps. But can we actually place more emphasis on them? Yes, we can. So that's why in this video, I'm going to share with you a couple of exercises that hits them specifically, so that you can have a fuller looking tricep. So before we go into the exercise video itself, let me share with you a little bit more about the movement mechanics on how you can actually hit all these three different parts better. Yeah, so let's start with the lateral head. So ideally for lateral head exercises, you want your elbows to be tucked into the side of the body when you do your elbow extension. And if possible, right, you want to internally rotate your wrist a bit more so that your lateral head will be more exposed. So a good equipment that you can actually use for this is actually the ropes on the cable machine. Because as compared to using a straight bar, right, which is fixed, okay, for the ropes, you actually have the flexibility to actually rotate your wrist a little bit more. So this way, right, you'll fire up your lateral head a lot more than usual. Okay, so for the second part is actually your long head. So the most ideal position for your arms to be at to actually hit the long head best is actually your overhead position. Okay, so you can see from here, this is where your long head is stretched the most before you actually do the press up. Okay, so my go-to exercises for this will actually be either the skull crushers or the overhead extension. Okay, both using either a barbell or a dumbbell. Yeah, and last but not least, your middle head. So the most ideal position for this is when your arms are stretched out in front. So you can see the arms are perpendicular to your body. So my go-to exercise for this is usually a close grip bench press, or if not, a close grip dumbbell press. There's actually one more movement that I feel personally hits the middle head a little bit more, is when you actually use the cable machine and grabbing the handle with a supinated grip. So all you have to do is just go into a full elbow extension, and you should be able to feel the middle head fire up a little bit more. Alright, so for the first exercise, we're going to be hitting your lateral head. So like I mentioned earlier just now, if you want to hit your lateral head a little bit more, you should be able to internally rotate your wrist during the movement. So that's why we're using a rope for the first exercise. Alright, so how to set up? Okay, very simple. Grab the end of the rope, bring your elbows towards the body and tuck it in. Okay, ideally you don't want to be moving your elbows back and forth. Yeah, you need to keep locked at the side. So from here, all you have to do is just push the rope down with both hands. At the same time, internally rotate your wrist like I mentioned. Okay, give it a slight pause at the bottom before releasing to your starting position and repeat. Okay, so usually I will go for 3 to 4 sets and around 15 to 20 reps for this. Okay, so for the second exercise, we're going to be doing a single arm cable pull down. Right, this is especially great for people who have a huge imbalance between either sides of the body. Right, I'm sure you've experienced before, like when you do a certain exercise, one side is way stronger than the other. Okay, so simple setup. All you have to do is just stand sideways. You're going to take away all the handles this time around. You're going to be grabbing from the ankle point itself. Second one is when you pull your elbows to the side. Okay, make sure it's locked to the side. All you have to do right now is just go into a full extension. Give it a pause at the end for full activation before releasing it slowly. Okay, so usually I'll be doing around 3 to 4 sets, 12 to 15 reps. And please make sure for this movement, right, okay, go light, don't go too heavy. If you find yourself moving your elbows all over the place like this, that's because it's probably too heavy. Yeah, it leads to overcompensation. So basically it means that using other muscles instead of triceps, which defeats the purpose of this exercise. Okay, so next let's move on to your long head. Okay, so for this exercise, we're going to be doing your dumbbell skull crushers. Personally, I prefer this equipment because when I'm holding a dumbbell, right, I'm actually usually holding it with my right and my left arm. So if my left is actually a lot weaker, it will be exposed. Okay, as compared to holding to a barbell, right, when you're actually failing, you can actually kind of muscle it up by using your right side. And secondly, also if there's some wrist mobility issue, obviously with the dumbbell, it will be more comfortable. Yeah. So how to set up? Okay, grab two dumbbells, lie all the way down. Okay, try to get at the edge of the seat. Okay. So ideally, right, your elbow should be hovering over your eyes a little bit in this manner. Alright, and next all you have to do, stretch back, do the stretch, and punch it up again. Okay, try to hold for a while before lowering down slowly. Okay, so for here, we're gonna be going for around 3 to 4 sets and 15 to 20 reps. Okay, make sure you're controlling all the way, yeah? So it's not about how heavy you go, it's about how well you're actually activating and isolating your triceps while doing this. Let's move on to the second exercise for your long head. Alright, so for this exercise, you're going to be doing your overhead extension with the dumbbell. So how to set up? Very simple. Okay, you want to be cupping the dumbbell this way, so create like a diamond shape between your index and your thumb. Okay, put it behind the head. Okay, ideally, right, okay, don't flare out, right? You want your elbows to be plucked up and facing the front. So in this position, stretch back as much as you can and pop it up to the top and squeeze. Okay, always go at the top, register the activation and then lower down slowly. Alright, so same thing for this movement. I'm going to be going for 3 to 4 sets and 15 to 20 reps as well. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to be targeting your medial hip now. So like I mentioned earlier on, for this, my go-to is actually either the barbell close grip bench press, or if not, I'll be using the dumbbell. Depends on what you have available in the gym itself. Okay, so how to set up? Very simple. Lie all the way back. Okay, I want you to actually put the dumbbells together, yeah, side by side. Okay, we should be stacked right above the chest, and then from here lower down slowly. Okay, and push off. Okay, ideally you don't want to be fully extending it. Okay, so you can keep tension on the triceps as you're doing this. Right, so around 3 to 4 sets, 15 to 20 reps as well. Okay, so for the second variation for the middle head, I'm going to be using the supinated grip cable pull-up. Okay. So as I mentioned just now, okay, palms facing yourself, pull your elbows down. This time around, I don't want you to pull all the way into the side. Okay, it should be slightly forward in front of you. Use your left hand to support the elbow so that it has more leverage to actually pull the handle down. So all you have to do now is just kick it down, hold it there for more activation and lower it up slowly. So for this movement, I'm going to aim for 3 to 4 sets, 12 to 15 reps. Alright, so that's a wrap for today. Yeah, 6 different exercises, 2 for each part of your triceps. Okay, please go and try them out and let me know how it goes for you. Of course, there's actually a lot more exercises that actually train your triceps, but these few are the ones that actually works best for me. So likewise for you, please go and find out what works best for you as well and try to stick to the same routine, yeah, so you can get better results. Okay, like I always feel that when it comes to training, it's a never-ending learning journey. So you realize that you always find something new about yourselves every now and then. Okay, so if you're looking for any other specific contents, please do hit me out on my socials. This is my personal Instagram, this is my gym Instagram. Or if not, please just leave a comment below and I'll do my best to actually get back to you as soon as possible. Alright, and of course, last but not least, if you find this content useful, please do help to like and subscribe to the channel. And please feel free to share this around with your friends or family as well. Okay, all good? Okay, that's all for today. Have a good training and I'll see you in the next video.